Hello students, so we shall continue with the same chapter, Introduction to Psychology. And in yesterday's class we stopped in page number 9 with the development of psychology in India, and we saw how the different milestones of psychology, where the maybe it might be about the laboratory, the hospitals, okay, and the centers, colleges, institutions, okay. So how psychology evolved, okay, development of psychology in India, and the different milestones of in the field of psychology, okay. So we shall start with the fields of psychology, okay. The next topic is fields of psychology, and you will have 8 fields of psychology, so we will go one by one. So this is very important, so focus on this. Okay. Fields of psychology. Various fields of specialization in psychology have emerged over the years. Following are some of the important fields. Okay. So the first field is general psychology. Okay. So it is concerned with the general principles of human behavior. It deals with the fundamental ideas and theories of human behavior. It studies the activities of man, such as attention, perception, drives and motives, emotions, intelligence, learning and remembering, forgetfulness and reasoning. So, general psychology is basically the basic things that human have, okay. It talks about the fundamental ideas of the human behavior. So since the psychology is the study of human behavior, general psychology is the fundamental idea, the basic ideas of human behavior, which shows the basic things, or general principle, which are most general, okay. It is not something very specific or special or different, okay. It is general basic ideas, okay. So those are which we follow in everyday day-to-day life, okay. So like attention, we pay attention, we perceive things, and drives and motives, there are different things which motivates us, okay. Emotions, so we face this every day. Intelligence, learning and remembering, forgetfulness and reasoning. So these are the things which are very general to us. We do this every day. We perform these tasks every day to day life, okay. So it establishes laws and principles that can be universally applied. So general psychology is where it applies the laws and principles. I mean, it has the ideas or thoughts which are applied for the universal thing, okay. It aims is to discover general principle concerning the work the human mind, which are true of all human beings irrespective of race, culture of or the country to which they belong. General psychology is the status of being the basis for all other branches of psychology. So as I already told you, it is just general basic things, okay. So it acts as a status of being the basis for all other branches of psychology. So it is like a startup, or it is like a beginning, or the basic thing is what general psychology talks about, okay. So the next one is developmental psychology, okay. Okay, developmental psychology, this field deals with how people grow and change throughout their life, right from prenatal stage through childhood, adolescence, adulthood, and old age. So here, developmental psychology, it deals with the growth or change that we get while we are growing, okay. Maybe it starts from the prenatal, when we are inside the womb of our mother, okay. So prenatal is where you are inside the womb of your mother, so it starts from there. Developmental psychology starts from there, and it continues to your childhood, your adolescence, adulthood, and old age. So it is developmental psychology continues throughout your life, from the prenatal, then to the birth, then to the childhood, adolescence, adulthood, and old age. So it as the when the able it is able to be to show the growth from for a long time. Okay, developmental psychologists work in a variety of settings like colleges, schools, healthcare settings, or business, government, and on profit, okay, agencies. So where all these developmental psychologists work? So they work in colleges, schools, healthcare centers. They are also involved in studying disturbed children and in advising parents about helping such children. So usually some children will have disabilities, or they will have disturbed children whose mental capacity is low, or who have mental illness. Okay, so these developmental psychologists, they advise the parents how to help such children. Okay, how to help when they have children with mental illness. Okay, a great deal of branches are going on the field of adolescence and its associated problems. The best stage in one's life, that is adulthood, and the problems associated with old age like Alzheimer's or Parkinson issues. Many researchers aim either at preventing these diseases or managing the same when people are afflicted by this disease. So the best stage, or the best stage one can have, is adulthood. And when you are getting old, you will have many problems like Alzheimer, Parkinson. Okay, so these are the diseases. So these diseases are appear maybe due to, because when they are not taken care properly in the time of adulthood or in the time of birth. Okay, so this is about the developmental psychology. Okay, so the third one is social psychology. Social psychology studies the way about how an individual becomes the member of the social group, his socialization process, intergroup and intragroup relationships. Okay, so social psychology is about the society, environment. Okay, how you deal with the people. So here it is about how individual becomes a member of a social group. So it is not that you can lead the life. When you are living in such a society, you have to be in a social group. Okay, there'll be circumstances or situations when you are involved in a social group. Okay, so then the way you socialize, okay, the socialization process, how you interact with people, how you get along with people, so that socialization process, how you get along with the society. Okay, that socialization process, and intergroup within the group, and intra-group, I mean with other group. So all these things helps you to have a social development. Okay, socialization. Okay, so social psychology talks about how a person, an individual, socialize with other, I mean the community, society, group, people. Okay, the psychological aspect of social psychology concerns the person's perception, attitude, emotions, and behavior. So when you socialize with others, all these things counts, like attitude, your attitude, emotions, behavior, and perception. So you should be able to perceive the situation, and you should be able to control your emotions, your attitude. Okay, and your behavior. So when you interact with people, all these things matters. Okay, the social part concerns the person's group culture, relationships, and their influence on the person's behavior. So the socialization part also concerns with the person. So basically when you are certain type of person, you always try to be social with only certain kind of things, certain kind of persons, or persons who have similar behavior like you, so persons who have same thinking about you. So you think even about these things when you socialize. Significant research has um, done in the fields of the power of roles, attitudes, obedience, and conformity, group decisions, cooperation, and competition. So the social psychology focuses on all different things, how the person is obedient. So when you are given an opportunity, when you are given a project, or when you are given a task, how you interact with people, how the group discussions are done, how you conform to the rules of the group, okay, how you cooperate with the people of your group. And yes, if it is an individual, there will be a competition. The findings from these studies are used to explain forces that divide people, such as prejudices, conflict, and war, as well as those that unite people, such as cooperation, altruism, and peace. So, when you socialize with the people, or when you are need to interact with people, or when you have a project or a task to complete in a group, you will have you will have different things, okay. So maybe you will have things like which divide people, like prejudices, conflict, war, okay. But there will also be things where which unite people, like cooperation, okay, peace. It also studies the effect of social and cultural factors on personal development, how the person's personal development happens to through social and cultural factors, okay. Study of public opinion, propaganda, attitude change, prejudices, social motives, mass and crowd behavior come under the purview of social psychology. So all these things you are at because of the interaction, because of the socialization process, and because you were in the group, your attitudes might change, your behavior might change, okay. And you might be motivated, and you might be able to behave, you might change your behavior, you might able to cope up or compete with other groups, okay. So all this are from the world of psychology, social psychology. Our behavior is not the result of just our personality and predispositions. Social and environmental factors affect the way we think, say, and do. So our behavior will always influenced by society, environment, okay, and the social activities which we involve ourselves, okay. So yeah, so these are the three things we dealt with in today's class, that is general psychology, developmental psychology, and social psychology.